Hi, and welcome to the first episode of Collaborating with Killers. My name is Nate, this is Jason, and we're going to be going over Joshua Rudiger, the vampire slasher. Jason, why don't you go ahead and kick it off?
All right. Okay, so Joshua Rudiger, the vampire slasher, he was born in October 25th, 66. He's a Scorpio, along with me. He actually,
Scorpio, yeah.
you're a Scorpio too, so is my drummer.
Nice.
And he actually has the exact, not the same year, but the same birth date as my sister, my Scorpio sister.
Weird.
Whole bunch of Scorpios.
That's weird how that all lines up here.
So it'll be a new Scorpio episode, Manson. Okay, so Joshua had a rough childhood. His mom was a homeless prostitute. He never knew his dad. He got beat a lot as a child. He explained it, and he got beat, but he explains it as discipline.
By his mom?
Yeah, by his mom, and I think other people that were probably around, probably just smacking him around and shit. Yeah, like one time as a child, he was left in a tub for 2 days straight. Like, you'll be all right, man. So yeah, so he was kind of
left him home in a tub.
Yeah, or they were there. I don't know. I didn't get the specifics.
Yeah, just left.
But yeah, he was so small he couldn't really get out of it. So
And just one of the things I want to clarify.
Yeah.
Is you talk to this guy. This is one of the
killers that I would talk to on the phone.
They've done a lot of collaborative artwork, which
Yeah.
we'll show here throughout the episode. But yeah.
Yep.
And then we're gonna try, hopefully, to get some sound bites off of this thing. You actually,
Yeah.
physically
Hopefully, at the
spoke
end
to
of this
him.
episode, we'll have some audio from my conversations with Joshua.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like age 4, he was biting his tongue till it bled. He'd bang his head on walls and he'd make himself vomit. So like he was a disturbed young kid. When he was 15, he got hospitalized in a mental institution for 3 years after trying to unalive himself with a samurai sword. So he's already obsessed with like samurai shit and death. And he's extremely schizophrenic. So we keep getting into that. He's very schizophrenic. In 1997, he shot his friend with a bow and arrow, and he never showed up to the treatment center. So he probably was getting like a warrant or something at that point, I imagine. And
the treatment center for his friend?
The treatment center, no. I think they were going to be like institutionalize him again. And he was probably worried it was going to be another 3 years or something, honestly. Yeah. So he's like, I'm not going. They'll never find me. But yeah, so... Okay, now jump to when he finally got arrested for the murders, and
this happens all at once, like it just.
And this is leading up, and then it was like a spree of him just slashing throats and drinking blood, not even caring if they're dead. Okay. So a lot of these people who just slashing their throats and they lived.
So he did kill people, but
he did.
But he also
just slashed throats, and he was drinking. He had to drink blood for vitality as a vampire. Is his thought?
As they do.
Yeah. So a 48-year-old homeless man woke up on a bench to Joshua drinking blood out of his neck, like he slit his fucking throat, and the dude didn't wake up. He woke up to him drinking his blood out of his throat. He fought off Rudiger and he ran to the police. So that was the couple month long spree. That was the end of it when he slashed the throats of 4 people within I think it was 2 months or something. One of them was fatally wounded. So they arrested him. He told the police he was a 2,000-year-old vampire that had to drink the blood for vitality. And at the scenes he was using blood from the victims to write Chinese symbols for death. And he has a tattoo of the Chinese symbol for death on him. Okay. When the police asked him about the motive, he said, "Pray is pray." You know what I mean? I have to. Vampires gotta live, man.
He's totally convinced.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, he didn't even bother to make sure they were dead. Most sane people would be like, "Well, I'm gonna get caught eventually." Yeah.
And not to jump ahead, but how out of it is this guy?
Dude, it's almost
does he come in and out of it, or is it I'm 100% a vampire?
Yeah, it's almost like talking to a kid. And if at first you just think he was bullshitting, if you didn't really dig into it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
He's just trying to get attention.
Yeah, yep. But like, I mean, you keep talking to him, and over the years, and you dig into his background, like he's believes this stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, now I want to like go into a rabbit trail of like different dimensions, and maybe he's getting this from a past life and whatever, and maybe he's not as crazy. We just don't understand
this is
it.
our first. Well, this is our first killer,
Yeah.
but I mean, I definitely have some theories on demons and stuff like that. Like,
yeah, there's tons of theories. Yeah, okay. So another time. So the guy that got away went to the police. He was going to testify for Rudiger. And he actually was in prison for like drug charges, and he got killed before he could testify against Joshua Rudiger. So that like really affected the case. So that kind of made it from him doing life to him like having an end in sight. Right? So he was sentenced 23 to life in prison. I'd be worried if he was getting out. But like, so this is what did him in. He killed another inmate in prison. And after that, like, he squashed his chances of getting out.
Now, was this a, like, got into a fight, kills a guy? Or was
no,
this, like,
this
I'm a vampire?
here's he signed. That is the inmate. And Joshua says that he was a willing victim. And again, like, you'd think that was bullshit, right? But, like, the two things I think of are the Armin Muse case, where a German cannibal found a willing victim to be cannibalized.
That's crazy.
Right?
Yeah.
So like, and that's the whole controversy was that even, should that be illegal? Because it was a willing transaction.
Oh, yeah.
They thought it was an act, a sexual act, like an act of love. Yeah, so, but besides that, so like people do, that you find some weird people like willing to be victimized.
Oh yeah, there's
and
crazy
shit.
people that want to
So that, and then like I had, he
killed.
gave my P.O. box number to two other, he has disciples in jail, and these are knuckleheads. They weren't killers. Like one was sexual assault, and the other one was accidentally shot his own gang members. But like Joshua, these guys wrote me long letters about how like Joshua's teaching them all this satanic stuff. These are all from Joshua, but I do have the letters. I didn't write any of these other guys because I wasn't interested. But just the fact that this guy's in jail, as nutty as he is, and he has followers, is wild.
That actually doesn't surprise me.
Yeah. Well, yeah. There's a lot of knuckleheads in jail, but me, like, I'd be in jail and be like, this dude. There's no way I'm gonna like co-sign this dude's
If
bullshit.
you would have been a little tamer, he probably could have been a cult leader.
Yeah.
Because there was a guy in Virginia Beach. I forget when this was.
So many cult leaders. That's going to be an episode eventually.
Virginia Beach had a guy running around. He had a little mini cult, and they were convincing people that they were vampires.
Yeah.
So there was like a series of assaults of people getting bit. I think.
Yeah. There's more than one vampire cult story. Cults. So yeah, and he talked about like fondling the corpse and stuff in the shower and
in jail. Yeah,
after he did the act, and yeah, it was like an act of love, a sacrifice. That's what he claims. So okay, to my conversations with him.
Yeah.
My buddy Andrew Dodge from Unforbidden Truth podcast, and he's interviewed Joshua. He hooked me up. Got me the information, so I started talking to Joshua and sending him all kinds of artwork, which he loved. And so like he's extremely schizophrenic, and in my conversations with him, he would talk about being there before the world was created. He talks about God and Jesus, more like archangels, Michael the archangel. He talks about battling him. He talks about when he had choices of being good or evil, and he decided to follow the dark side.
Did he have any sort of religious background? Like, or did this,
I could not tell you.
Yeah, like why? It's interesting.
I assume he hears stuff and then like thinks it happened to him. Cause like, you know what I mean? Like some of it sounds like it's from a Blade movie. Some of it sounds like it's from a war movie. Cause he'll talk about like how one of his incarnations was in Vietnam, and he'll talk about one of his crazy stories that he talks about is being cut in half by a train. He gets pushed in like fucking New York or something. And this is kind of a recent, maybe 30, 40 years ago. He
Okay.
says when this happened, and he gets cut in half, and he'll tell the whole story of how his lover like drug his body parts around till he could finally like revitalize himself and shit. And
So his lover, he had like, is this like?
yes, he has his lover. He's claims to be a hermaphrodite, but his lover is always with him through all this shit in one way. Like
Is this an imaginary person?
I'd assume, but not to him,
Yeah.
because this person's in jail with him too, in
Oh, yeah,
another
he's
cell
gotta be-
and shit.
Oh,
So
he's gotta
yeah.
see him. Yeah.
Well, I mean, if they're in Vietnam and this person's there when God created the earth, and I mean,
Yeah.
it could be all true. Who are we to say? We weren't there, so
Yeah.
it's up for
It's not our lived
speculation.
experience.
Yeah, in his last letter that I got to him from him, he described that he was the Zodiac killer.
So, what,
So he
is
talks
he
about
even?
that.
How old is this person?
He's fuck man, he's older than me. I want to say he's probably about 50, 66.
66.
So that's when he was born in 66. So he's like 50, early 50s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and he was
I'm just curious, like, because the Zodiac killer was like, he would have been a child or a teenager.
well, yeah, he would. Yeah, and then there's
Yeah.
Nam and like the Civil War,
Yeah,
and
he
then
would've been,
and then he was a samurai in China, and he'll talk about that.
In
So,
China, can't be a samurai. in China.
well, or I'm sorry. I gotta look at the notes.
Yeah.
Look. I'm just paraphrasing here.
First episode.
Yeah, first episode. But yeah, like that doesn't mean he doesn't think that that's where he trained.
Oh, sure,
as a
yeah.
samurai. You know what I mean? He might get historically correct. One thing I've noticed is when he retells stories, like I'll be like, "You told me something about in Vietnam." He'll tell you the same story and it won't vary a lot. So it's not like he's
So he
just
sticks
one of
to
these.
his script.
Yeah, it's like he. You know, some people just bullshitting all day long. But like,
Oh,
you
yeah.
can catch them nonstop.
Oh, look at politicians.
But like, yeah.
You know what I mean?
But like, either you're really good or you're convinced in your
Yeah.
head that that's how it happened, and that's why you tell it that way every time, because that's how it fucking happened.
That's crazy. Like, to think that he actually probably has a memory of being in Vietnam in his
Dude,
head.
oh, absolutely.
But you're right.
absolutely.
It's probably a movie. It's probably he saw something
Sure.
and then creates the narrative
Yeah.
in himself.
Dude, if I always think if I had to go back, like I was different when I was doing drugs and did all my time in jail. But if I would like me now, I would use the time to meditate hard. I'm like, I'm gonna come out, I'll be able to be in the astral plane and shit.
Yeah.
Which Manson would talk about that, and I believe that's probably what he was doing, and he was in the astral plane. Like once he was in jail, he's like at nighttime, I'm cruising
He was also
around.
in MK Ultra, so there's all that.
Yeah.
You know.
There's a lot going on. Who knows?
Yeah.
All the experiments, and there's still, you know what I mean? There's still so much controversy about. We'll hit him in a cult episode. Jim
Yeah.
Jones and
We definitely gotta do a
Manson,
cult
some of the
episode.
smaller cults. Yeah.
Because that's
definitely.
fascinating to me. Just
Cults are, yeah, how
the
they get
ability to
people.
convince people, yeah.
What's crazy is when they suck in adults, man. Like you'll talk to people that are raised in the cult, and like I was raised under like religion.
Mhm.
A lot of times it's the same deal. Like you don't get exposed to other people with other ideas,
Oh,
so
yeah.
you don't know anything but what you're taught.
Especially
you know what I
with
mean?
kids.
So
From kids, like kids
yeah, yep.
probably
Incest is normal. Like
the crazy
throwing
thing is,
on in an animal
Yeah.
is normal to a kid because that's what they're taught. That's why
Or
some
like
of
you're
these
saying.
killers end up so twisted.
like a full-grown accountant just up and leaves
But
his
yes,
job to go live
yes,
in the woods.
that's
and he's
weird.
like,
Yeah. And now there, to me, like there's people having spiritual awakenings all the time and moving into,
Mhm.
but like there's a difference between being spiritual and sucked into a cult. Like, is it about love and free will, or is it about like
Mhm.
this darker, sinister? You know what I mean? Once you're telling people what they can
All
and
you need
can't
to
do.
I need to sleep with all of your wives. And
Yes. That was
Always
Jim
say.
Jones. That was Jim Jones.
That's all
Yeah,
of it.
and then like Jim Jones was like this big preacher, and that people knew that, and they flew out to his island, and they were trying to track. But like this one dude's like, yeah, oh, somebody pulls me aside. He's like, hey, you want to get fucked up the butt? And he was like, oh my god. He's like, I realized I made a big mistake.
Wait a
But
minute.
like, yeah, and they couldn't leave.
It breaks the spell.
Yeah. I bet. But yeah, the dude, like, he said that in an interview. Like, they interviewed some of the survivors. They were like, Jesus Christ. Like, there were guys, like, just got out in time. And
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, some people, imagine being stuck there in, like, this fucking camp. Like,
Well,
oh yeah,
that's-
we'll get you. We have a
gotta do
plane
the
sending
full episode,
people
yeah.
back, but you're screwed.
We
Yeah.
gotta do a full episode.
Yeah.
So moving back.
That's about all I got with Joshua Rudiger, man. Like, I mean, unless you have more questions.
I just think it's how big is this guy? Like, is he like body wise? Was he able to force people? Like,
I want to say he's like my size, your size.
yeah,
I'm not like
but
he
was
doesn't
just
look.
sneak up and attack and
Yeah.
Because how many people did he kill?
2 people confirmed.
Okay,
Confirmed. Like,
that's interesting.
he's done a lot of weird shit in his life, and he claims to have done a lot of weird shit. And when somebody's that schizophrenic and has killed people and wounded people throughout their life, multiple years, it's hard to figure out whether those other attacks are in their head or whether they really did it or if it's both.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's a lot of killers claim to have more bodies. Like, I've had some killers talk about more bodies. Like I wasn't giving it up to the cops.
That's wild.
But they'll tell me in letters and shit.
Yeah. I would imagine, I think a lot of these guys, I mean, if they're good at it, probably do have a higher body count.
Oh, absolutely. Especially the hitmen.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they were professionals.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah.
Yeah.
If you're, I mean, I'd say hitmen are just a totally different level of psycho, but
Yeah.
more professionals. So.
Yeah. And then you go into armies in the different countries, and like, man, we do some nasty shit to people. People are like, oh, how can serial killers are... I'm like, fuck, this is the whole world.
Yeah, it's a different topic.
Yeah,
but,
yeah.
I mean, that's one of what Stephen Greer's ideas is that most of these people that run the secret government are they're all sociopaths and psychopaths, but they're high functioning.
Yeah.
All right, I guess
times
we're
are
gonna
changing.
wrap this one up.
The world's waking up.
Yeah.
So
All
yeah,
right.
Vampire
All right,
Slasher. We should have some audio after this. Enjoy it. And I'm not sure what episode we're coming. The next killer will probably be Todd Colehep.
Okay.
And he's the one killer that got in touch with me instead of vice versa.
Okay.
So
Cool.
And I have a lot of letters, and he's written books. He's done interviews. So there's a lot about him out there.
Cool. Also, something I want to start plugging here is, do you want to sell any of this stuff?
Yeah, I still have a lot of.
Eventually, we'll work with a
stuff
way
for
to
sale. Some true crime
in contact
stuff.
with Jason, but if you're friends with him on Facebook or just reach us through this channel, he'll throw you some price points.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, see you next time.
You have a prepaid call from Joshua Rudiger, an inmate at the New Creek State Prison, Ione, California. This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded. You have a prepaid call. You will not be charged for this call. To accept this call, say or dial 5 now. Thank you for using Global Downlink. Cool, yeah. What's up, man? Rudiger. Hey. When will you go to send the money? Cause store is like next week. Let me see if I got it. I'll try to get it to you together soon, man. I don't have a lot of extras, so I'm gonna try to scrounge up some for you. Okay, it's gonna go. It's gonna go to O'Rourke. Okay. Okay. Yeah. You did. I have that. If it still goes to him, you gave me his information in a letter. Yeah. So I have it. Okay. Okay. Also, I was thinking of doing a picture. You talked about being cut. You talked about being cut in half. Huh? I forgot. I lost you after that. You said you talked about being cut in half one time. Yeah. I was thinking of how'd that happen. I was thinking that would make a good picture. Oh, I was murdered. I was going to I was at the Powell Street BART station, and you see, in '94, there was an arms race between the United States and Russia. I didn't want China to be left on, so I gave up my daughter and my immortality, so China will be insanely powerful. And, the cause of being accepted, and had no idea that was going to happen that day. I was on the platform going to get some weed from Miller's Park. Well, I didn't make it. I was trail coming in, I was an explosion behind me, an M80, and pulled my weapon, and they said no other wheels of that train. And those happened too fast. I couldn't have gotten away. I still have my deadest weapon in my hands.
Yeah, and you died?
Yeah, I died.
How long were you dead?
About a month until my lover, whose name was Maurice, finally told the morgue, and they apparently said it was something like a subscription. And knocking, my demon buddies, they came and put me together the way Osiris was put together.
Very cool.
Yeah.
This is all gonna this is what all makes a great graphic novel. It'll take time. A comic book would take less time to get started. I just gotta figure out exactly what we're gonna have you doing in it.
How about like the song Blood Rain, the evil twin of the Twilight Empress in the Neverending Story, the Crimson Empress. It's Blood Rain, Reign of the Crimson,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Here's my way to understand about that.
Very cool. And how long were you over in the war that you were talking about before? You just got you got shot up. You didn't die over in the war.
Oh no, that's because I was immortal then.
Okay.
I don't even now. I temporarily gave away my immortality, so China and such. The war was like something in the 60s, This was 1994.
Gotcha.
When, when I got cut out by that train. It was horrible. All I felt was the pressure and a warmness on my navel. And I didn't even know what happened. All I knew is when the EMS came, the train stopped. It was still on me. They said, I'm going to save you. They said, if the crash car, we have a possible amputation injury. And I had said, no, my child, my body's been broken. Just let me go. Let me go and be at peace. It wasn't until they figured off me that she got a good look. Now, it was the gas list of the injury.
Yeah.
And at the waist, and it was pinched close and clawed by the wheels. They would live for like 15 to 20 minutes. It really hurt.
I bet. Yeah, it would be a cool picture of you in half, and then also being when they found you in the morgue.
Yeah, the ME had already put sealed me together and said washed all the slime on my body. It was long before my lover identified me by the tattoo on my chest.
What's your tattoo of?
Oh, it was a Shaolin star.
Gotcha. Do you have a lot of tattoos?
Number will be monitored and recorded. I was very, very, very young then. Very young, as I do now. Just one or two more wrinkles, but still very young. Even androgynous.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. People be pulling this hostile baboon shit on me, and I say, don't let my childlike appearance fool you. I am a top demon, and I am very powerful. I am as old as the stars. I just look this way. This is like an 840,000-year-old demon in basically a boy's body. It's don't get me wrong, I don't think like that.
Now,
Aliens might.
do the other people, do the other inmates know about this, or do you talk about this, or do you try to hide the fact that you're a vampire?
No, not these days. In fact, I've like concentrating on this bug street. I spray my bat wings and I shriek, blowing out windows. You know what people do? They applaud. They say, oh, that's good Hollywood. You know, nobody is scared of that. But, you know, the Quang Street, which is the eye of a Quang Street, even the elderly Chinese have forgotten about me.
Yeah.
They say the only thing worse, when you're in the grave, you're not dead, but when you're forgotten, you are.
Is it like sleeping to you?
No, I mean, my tomb in China is at a crazy ass angle and neglected, real sad. Sad disrepair. When I was a ghost, I went over there. We were on the ghost for a bit.
Yeah.
Oh, Patrick Swayze. Where's my damn disc?
Yeah.
Apparently, when you die, if you're still holding something, you still have. Your ghost will have that weapon or something. And she can't use it. And, you know, I thought, it'll take a while to know that I was dead. You know, I tried slicing heads off of that disc, but of course, it was a phantom disc, and it, you know, didn't hurt the person.
Yeah. Now, do you do rituals still, even though you're incarcerated? You have daily rituals? And what do you do? Like, what are rituals like?
I have a Santeria, Head of Glory. It's a chicken thigh bone with feathers and imbued with my power and my blood. I basically wave it at my victim and he drops rid of dead.
Very cool. Yeah, again, this would also be a great picture for me to draw.
Yeah. Oh yeah, me as a ghost, but I wouldn't know if that was. It would have to have been through the eyes of a bystander who walked me through the bamboo forest and saw me in a blue nimbus. You know, look like it did when I was, you know, the ghost on the tracks.
Yeah.
And I was like looking at my sadly disappeared tombstone and the guy in crunch. I heard a crunch of a dry twig. And that's when I turned, bared my fangs, and just kind of wafted away in the mist. After all, I was ectoplasm. You know, no more substantial than the mist. No more substantial than the mist that covers the China countryside is famous for.
Okay. Like a fog.
Yeah. Yeah.
Very cool.
Oh, before I died, then it started hurting, and then I was just saying like that kind of brought out the inner youngster in me, you know. I just want to go home and, you know, all that stuff.
Yeah.
And then I die and go to the other side, wait to heaven. I don't know how that happened, but I go to heaven and...
How did you do in heaven? How did they feel about you being there?
Oh, it was because of my selfless sacrifice. Was the reason that was so beautiful that it made the angels give a moment of silence.
How did they treat you there?
They were silent, you know, like a vigil. You know, like the moment of silence for the departed.
Gotcha.
There was angels. What happened? Why do you know, who died? And the angel said, "Your dad, Caesar." It's over. You'll be cut in half by a wheel of the train, and the Lord will be seeing you now. And that was when he said that because myself was sacrificed, not caring about my own well-being, not even caring about the throne, that God restored my godhood, but I had to live the rest of the time in this body again.
Yeah.
So when I was put back together, this call and/or telephone number will be monitored and recorded. When I was put back together, like Osiris, I couldn't walk, so I had to have my lover carry me bodily, and I, teleported us back to the place we were living. It took a year to learn how to walk.
A year?
That's when I started feeding on the transients because I did not have the strength. I did not have the strength to kill my usual victims, commandos, mercenaries,
Yeah.
I hated being reduced to that. Blade would have understood because he was born of a tragedy too.
Yeah.
Remember when Winston said, I was about to kill him, but something stopped him? Well, it'd be like that. That goes all the way back to the fight in heaven between Michael and the devil. Michael spared me, but he killed my intestines and put him in his sword.
So you did fight him?
Yeah, toe-to-toe with my round weapon. Just like Mortal Kombat when, Tugwell was fighting with his hat. And like that was my round disc.
Gotcha.
Like that song by System of a Down, The Angel. You have 60 seconds remaining. I gotta go. It's almost time to go to lock up now.
Alright, hey, it's good talking to you. I'll be in touch. I have information. I'll try to get some money together, try to get $50 for you.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. I will be in touch, man, and I'm gonna keep doing the artwork, so we'll get some stuff together about you.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah, I want to see the lyrics.
I will send them.
Okay.
Yeah, I wanted to send a few of them so you could sign them, so that each band member could get one.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
Go. 60 seconds.
Yup. Alright, brother.